Joining today from the Department of Ag, Trade, Consumer Protection is my friend Michael. Welcome back, you sharp dressed man. How you doing?
Doing fantastic. Excited to be
Well,
back.
we're excited because it's a celebration of you guys, if you will. National Consumer Protection Week, March 5th through the 11th of 2023, and it kind of it's a big piece of what you guys are doing at DATCP, and there's a lot of things, a lot of layers to what you all do there. But as you step back as an employee of the company of the consumer protection, what do you take from this big week?
Well, the week is hopefully it helps just bring awareness, not just to consumer protection, but we take it within ourselves to say, let's seize the moment to educate everyone on what we do. I mean, some of the biggest obstacles sometimes is just letting everyone know we exist, we're here, and what services we provide. And I really appreciate you giving us a platform to do that every month so that we can bring that. You know, prior to me coming over, I didn't even have exposure to some of the intricacies and the different ways that the agency will help. And so what we're trying to use of this week is to take a moment to just share some of the bigger items that we can help consumers that probably impact just about everyone that's listening today. They'll find some component of what we do. They'll be like, oh yeah, I have a part of that, they could help.
Well, let's start with just the Bureau of Consumer Protection, because you are an entity local, or when I say local, the state of Wisconsin, but you're working at a global protection of protecting folks from a whole slew of potential issues.
We are. We have about 70 rules under our authority, which is a lot because they impact a variety of different industries and areas of opportunity for the consumer to be protected. And so the first one is just our webpage in general, ConsumerProtection.wi.gov. And if you go there, you'll find a library of fact sheets. And these fact sheets provide information on so many different topics that may seem obscure, but you think about, I didn't even realize that there was protections available before that. And we pride ourselves on using those fact sheets to provide not just common sense information, but true things you can take back that easily resonate with you, or that you can even create a checklist. So the next time you go out to, say you want to embark on a home improvement project, right there's that little list of, oh yeah, I need to do this. Let me check this. Let me call them and make sure we have this. And you're so much better protected before you jump into it.
Yeah, I like that. When you think of all the topics that we've talked about, you know, some of these things come up because you're getting a lot of complaints. Some of it's proactive, but ultimately you're the eyes and ears that people don't necessarily know about. But boy, when something happens, you're really glad you guys are there.
Absolutely. And that's where we try and bring that self-awareness, that pre-education. So you have an opportunity to, you know, I love to say that we offer our resources, you know, for complaints resolution, but the best actually is you don't need us.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's true. I mean, if you're doing the homework and listening to what's being said, hopefully you can protect yourselves just a little bit more against whatever is out there. And we know there's a lot of things going on. Another area is the consumer guide, something that I learned about through you guys, and one that I really like is the senior guide that really breaks down barriers, because we can assume a lot of things, but honestly, there's a lot of different tricks, and I've learned over the years that, you know, even young folks like myself, so I say, you know, still can get scammed and everything. But the consumer guides that you provide are pretty awesome.
You know, you mentioned two key things there. The first is, you know, knowing what's out there. And the second is that senior guide. And this consumer guide is an overhaul of that senior guide. You know, we had a guide that was a great tool, but it was really targeted towards one community. And we felt like we wanted to expand that message to everyone. And so everything that was in that senior guide is in our consumer guide, but it just broadens it out a little bit. And this is really the perfect synopsis of everything we can help and provide protections to. So, you know, it has that home improvement, has all the other areas that we help with, but also goes into a deep dive on a lot of the scams that you and I talk about each month. And we try to bring awareness to, but not just saying, hey, here's a scam, but how does it work? How can you potentially be victimized? But also, what can you do to make sure you're not victimized? And, you know, it's 38 pages long. So that, of course, speaks to how many scams are out there, but also helps illustrate how many other ways we can help out.
Yeah, and actually, what I love about it is you see a lot of similarities between the different scams and stuff, and it actually helps you build kind of that library of knowledge of, oh man, there are a lot of things to consider when you're making purchases, you're doing things as a consumer that you might take for granted because you let your guard down one time. So taking the guide out and taking a look at it gets you kind of a refresher, as I like to say, of great information. Another area that, again, learning from you guys was the landlord tenant guide, which we see a lot of complaints, and it makes the top 10 when we're talking about complaints too. So it's huge.
Not only the top 10, it was number one last year. So the landlord tenant guide is right now the number one most downloaded resource for us on our consumer protection because it is so inclusive. And what it does is it offers information not just for the tenant, but also for the landlords. And it just creates an understanding of both sides of what the rights and responsibilities are of both sides. And so when you go into that tenancy, you're kind of armed with the knowledge of how you can protect yourself, what you should be looking for. Some of them are, red flags that you say, you know what, maybe this might not be, the particular property I want to rent because things aren't right out of the gate going the way that they should. But also leads into, what can go into a contract? What should be in a lease? What are those conditions during the time of tenancy? What are the landlord's responsibilities, to make, fix things? How can they get contacted? And all of those, are located in our landlord tenant guide. And I got to let you know where you can find it. It's LandlordTenant.wi.gov. Go right to that website, download a copy. It's a quick read, but boy, it's got a lot of good information.
It does, and sticking kind of in this realm of learning information, and maybe you're like, oh my gosh, you just gave me all this great information, but the hardest part for me is I've got questions, I got follow up, I need to talk to you guys. Can people talk to you? And the answer is yes.
They can absolutely talk to us, and they can do it in a couple different ways. The first is they can send us an email. So if you're sitting at home, it's late at night, you decide, hey, I just thought of something, I want to get it out there quick and get a response. You can email us at datcaphotline@wisconsin.gov. You'll get a response most likely within 24 hours. If it's a little bit harder, maybe 2 days, but you get a quick response. Or if it's during business hours, which is 7:45 to 4:30, Monday through Friday, give us a call. Call us at 1-800-422-7128. We have a team of agents that are very, very well versed in everything we do. And what we pride ourselves, if we don't have the answer, we almost can always point you in the direction of where that answer is located. And so we have agents that are here. We're real, we're live. We answer the phone very quickly, just got to hit the button. So you're not going to be waiting on hold for a long time till you get that response.
So people shouldn't be afraid to reach out to you with questions, or if they think something has happened, maybe it's identity theft, maybe it's you name the disaster. You can be the starting point to not only calling and getting information, but also helping in reporting as well. Correct?
That's perfect. If you have a question and you're not sure, and don't be embarrassed, like use the resource. It's free. It's why we're here. It's what we love to do. So give us a call about any of those things. And if you're not sure, we'll point you in the right direction. If you think we should file a complaint, you're not quite sure, let us know. We'll let you know what we can do with it.
Yeah, I think that's really important because you use a lot of the information that you're learning to put out, the stuff that we're going to talk about. We're going to go through and we're going to share to try to stop whatever is happening or make awareness of it, which I think if there was something that you guys do, it's the awareness piece, which is it's a hard thing. It is a very hard thing to make awareness in a busy world with all the different medias and everything. And I think that should be celebrated this week as well, as you are trying to be out there as much as you can during not only this week, but all the time.
We are, we have an outreach team that really is focused on getting out into the public, into the communities to share the message of what we do. And so we offer consumer protection presentations on a variety of topics. We'll say just consumer scams. It's one of our most popular, where we keep it up to date, we keep it fresh on new things that we're seeing, and we just want to bring awareness to everyone and say, hey, this is what you need to look out for to protect yourself. We also can present on landlord tenant, home improvement, motor vehicle repair, identity theft is a huge one. And we can go on for another 5 or 6, and they're all free. All you need to do is you go to our website at ConsumerProtection.wi.gov. There's a big button that says request a presentation, and that'll get you set up. And so we really encourage everyone, if you're in charge of a group, a social organization, or maybe just at work, you decide you want to coordinate something, and if you have an audience for you, we'll come spread the word.
Well, how do we book Michael directly? Like, is that Michael at DATCP dot?
Well, you just go to leftovers at the bottom, and that's what me. Rock stars are on the top, and then you got to look real close at the bottom.
You're the sweep. They bring in the sweep, like baseball. You're bringing in at the end to close it out. That's your job right there. No, you do a great job, Michael. And finally, just one more time for folks interested in just starting somewhere with you guys. The website is robust. It's amazing, and it's going to get you the great starting point to all of the things we talked about today.
It is ConsumerProtection.wi.gov. Get there, and everything we talked about today will be one click away.
Fantastic, Michael. Appreciate your job, the work you do, the work that all of the folks at DATCP do for us each and every day. We appreciate your time.
Well, let me echo that. I appreciate you giving us a platform to share the word and do it. It's a lot of fun, and it's really important information, and I'm glad you take it to heart and help us do that.